said she was sleeping and woke up at 12:15.
No, I was just.
What's her name?
Hey, this was on the horse.
This?
I feel like it was. I feel like I saw this.
Yeah, this was, I didn't know what to do.
Me either, but this was on
Which
the
one?
horse.
6.1.
So we are in chapter 6.
Yeah, but this is 6.2.
That was on 6.1.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I had no clue what to do.
Now you know.
Yeah, now I will.
You just have to press the little example button and then it helps you. Hi.
You look nice.
But you weren't ready this morning. Yeah. I ate this morning.
Me too.
Oh, the fish here. That's sweet. I think you about how my scan was because I said to Kirby couldn't do the hair. Okay. We're still gonna do it or no?
Hey Meg, sign in.
I never sign in. I'll sign in after class.
Okay.
No, you're not. I did yesterday.
Yeah, this is on 6. I like have no idea what to do with this.
I talked about LCD last week.
Yeah, but you did it all fast.
Fast.
But no, example 2 was like 2 times 2 times 3. I'm 6.4.
Hello. I know you didn't respond to me.
It's so hard. I sent you after class, she's like, why are you to get to literally every time I was just saying, well, why are you talking? It's the middle of the door. I swear it's every day with you. I was like, no.
That's okay. That's okay. If you'll just give them these things,
I don't like it.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Are you taking? No, I'm just writing down. Oh, okay.
When is your birthday? What do you mean you don't know?
After a certain age, you're not allowed to have any more. No presents.
Are you that old?
Yeah. You didn't know they stop at 19 birthdays? Only a couple people know that. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I just passed you out some forms. My name is Grace. I am from the advisement. I'm one of the advisors here on campus. I'm going to go really, really quick. I'm just going to hit the high points of what is in here. Please think about hanging on to this little packet of papers I give you because they will assist you for the next several years. And you'll be able to get through a lot of things a lot easier. This is information we hope that all the freshmen get a hold of and the sophomores already know. If you don't know it, yay for you. If you do, then it's double yay for you. Okay? On the front, it tells you check in, check up. That is really important. Please get into that habit that when you are taking courses that sometime after you know that your instructor has graded your midterm exams, check in with them. They all have office hours and those are there for you. You want to sit down with them and say, how am I doing? Am I missing anything? Because you don't want to be in finals and go, oh my gosh, I found in the bottom of my backpack my paper from 10 weeks ago, okay, or my homework. So please check in with them, see what's available, find out where you're at. It is still so early. We are only halfway through the semester. You have plenty of time to be really successful by now. Your instructors will know what you're really strong at and probably what you need a little more at and work in. If you sit down and they can tell you honestly, maybe go over this a little more and you'll be ready for the next test, ask them those kind of questions and take their advice and act on it. It's really important to act on it. It doesn't do you any good if you don't act on it. So check in with them, check up and see where you are, talk to them about what you need to do to be successful for the rest of the semester. If you're looking at a grade and some of you really shoot, I know some of you are come by and see me and you go, I made 100 and I went to 101. Okay, so find out how you can get that extra 101. Some of you, you're right on the cusp. Please remember that you have to have a final grade of C or higher for your course to count toward your degree. If you have a C minus or less, it won't count. What happens if at the end you have C minus and you're only missing just a couple of points and it averaged out to be C minus? If you would have went and done check in and check up, you probably would have found a way to get those couple extra points and have that credit count so that you weren't retaking that course. Your advisors are listed on here. That's really important because guess what's coming up next month? Registration. We will be registering for summer and for fall both. So if you want to make an appointment, you don't want to be sitting in the long lines, let us know, and I'm going to beg you profusely, don't wait until the beginning of August to come and try to get classes for when we start in August. Most of them are going to be filled. Or you're going to go, oh, I didn't want that schedule. Well, that's all we have left. So you have April, please come. April 15th. If you want to get online and look at the schedule, it's supposed to be up April the 1st. So that you can kind of peruse it and look at it a little bit. Please, please, please think about scheduling early if you want a schedule that you can, that you like and that fits your life. On the next page, this page is one of the ones you're going to want to probably hang on to because it explains to you how to navigate a lot of things here on campus as far as the internet goes, how to view your hold. So if you ever have a hold and you want to know, why do I have a hold? This is how you view it and see what the hold is for. You can reprint your class schedule. I know nobody ever loses those. Final grades. Hopefully you want to see what your final grades are. There's how you go look for them. And if you are on financial aid, direct deposit is super important because you're not waiting for your check to be printed, signed, and mailed to you. You get them sooner and in a safer way. This page, it says upcoming advisement events. If you have not gone to an NSO or participated in a gray area training, you absolutely have to. Those are mandatory. Gray area especially, you have to get on the line for gray area. It tells you on the back page where to go for gray area and how to, that page, the back of this same page has how to sign up for the gray area training. It is not only students, but all of the staff and all the faculty have to do it too, at least once a year. And that is, and the reason why we go sign on is because that is tracked by the federal government and it ties to us being able to get our federal financial aid and other funding from the government for our university. So please make sure you take your gray area training. If you have not done NSO, you'll have to go over to advisement and sign up for your NSO. Please make sure you attend, otherwise you're going to have holds for both of them and not be able to register when it comes time in the future. We haven't put the holds on yet, but you might have a hold from last semester, so make sure you sign up. Financial aid is coming up. If anybody in here is on a FAFSA, your FAFSA runs a fall, the following spring, and that summer. For next fall, you need to get your current FAFSA filled out for next fall. So if you have not done that, start thinking about doing that in the next couple of months. It will make it much nicer for you. If you need to bring, if you are under, if you're 23 or under and you need your parents to help you fill out your FAFSA because you need their information, you guys are more than welcome to come to school, go over to financial aid. They have these really nice, I know I'm talking fast, I'm trying to talk faster. They have these really nice cubicles that you can sit there and your parents, and you can fill out your FAFSA information, or you can do it on your own. If you are over 24, you can do that on your own. If if you're reading it and you're going like, I don't know what they're asking me, they're happy to help you. You just pop down over there with all your stuff, and then when you get stuck, you call them over, they help you, and then you keep going on your merry way. All right, is anybody in here pre-nursing? If you are a pre-nursing person and you already are well into your first or second semester, your advisor is now Tanya Thacker up at nursing. Please make sure that you get online and make an appointment with Tanya. Her appointments fill up really quick, so you're going to need to schedule 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time for her. So please make sure you see Tanya, because she will give you so much more information, because things at nursing is a totally different world than it is with the rest of the college, because you have different tests and different timelines than the rest of us. Lobo Mail, does anybody in here actually use their Lobo Mail? Oh, I love you. Lobo Mail, once a week, twice a week is better. There are all kinds of things that come to you in Lobo Mail. Make sure that you are checking your Lobo Mail, and remember that your faculty and other staff members, if you send them something, it has to be on Lobo Mail, because we cannot respond to Gmail or any other kind of mail. If you have not updated, if you've moved or changed your phone number, please update your demographic information, because as the closer you get to graduation, that's going to be really important, because of the things that you are sent out, like your checks from financial aid, as well as your diploma. You don't want to go into the wrong address. If you think you are getting close to 1 year out from graduation, make sure you come and fill out a grad app. If you want to check and see how close you are, come and see us. We'll do a grad plan with you. How many of you know where tutoring is? Okay. Over there. Where is tutoring?
It's in Gurley Hall.
It's in Gurley Hall where?
On the second floor.
Second floor up on the balcony. So if you don't know where tutoring is, some of you did not raise your hand, and that young man is going, follow him. If you do not use tutoring, there's kind of a little bit of a problem, because your tuition pays for tutoring. If you knew everything, you wouldn't have to be sitting here. Tutoring is there to help you in all of your academic subjects. There is another place that you can get tutoring on campus, for writing, and it's a wonderful place, and the person can help you narrow down your topics. They can help you look for your, through all of the wonderful online amenities that we have to find professional articles, and that is in the library. It's this wonderful building over on the corner of the campus. Please, Professor Fisk is wonderful at helping students. If you need a paper read through and the lines are kind of long up at Cal, and it's for something for writing, he can help you narrow down your research topics. Run over and see Professor Fisk at the library. He is wonderful also. I'm almost to the end here. The gym. That's the other thing I wanted to mention to you, is the gym. Please start. If you haven't been there, go visit it, look at it. You don't have to pay for an expensive gym membership somewhere else. You can use our gym for free, even if you don't have a gym class. There's a weight room, there's treadmills, there's all kinds of wonderful things. There's a walking trail in the back. I know it's going to be getting warm and nice and stressful because finals are coming. So if you say, man, I need a little break, then go over to the gym, dump your books in a locker, and walk the trail. Jump on a treadmill with a friend, not on the same treadmill, but side by side maybe, and just kind of check out what they've got over there. It's a wonderful facility, and we'd like to see more people use it, which brings me to my last point, and hopefully I didn't take up much of your instructional time, because that's a wonderful thing that you paid for. Is anybody interested in 3-in-3 basketball intramurals that we have coming up? Do you like basketball? Okay, so thank you. If you have any questions, please come and see us over at advisement.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Why you don't like basketball? You just like to dance?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm starting the lineup right now.
Dance is life. What do you like to do?
Hey, why didn't you get one of those? You could play basketball.
Yeah.
I will. How are you today?
Good, tired.
Always tired.
Tired.
Okay, so We are going to continue chapter 6, and we have exam on Monday.
What?
Chapter 5 and 6.
Oh, it's just 5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Okay.
So did you see your assignments? I have extended your assignment until the exam because most of you being lazy didn't take your assignment for chapter 5. Most of you. And I didn't expect that. You were just enjoying your spring break and you didn't even study it. So, well, I have extended that. Now you have time and no excuse anymore. Your exam is coming. Okay, so last time we were talking about lowest common denominator, and now there is another example. We will use this example to find lowest common denominator. Lowest common factor here. So between these two, okay. So the first thing I said, break down all this to the lowest factor, means lowest prime factor, correct? So 12 is 2 multiply 6. 6 is 2 multiply 3, correct? So write down all of them. 2 multiply 2 multiply 3 multiply x multiply y. What?
Why did you put y times
Y times y. I had a doubt. Thank you, Richard. So y multiply y. And then 15 is 3 multiplies 2, 5. X multiply x multiply x, y. Correct?
Yes.
So, LCD will be all common and uncommon factors, correct? So write down all the common and uncommon factor. 2, 3, x, y. Here also we have 5. So let's write down all of them. 2, 3, x, y. Actually 5. 5, x, y.
I have a question. Why would 5 be
Uncommon.
least common denominator?
I said common and uncommon
Oh,
factor.
okay.
So the common factors will be 3, x, y, correct? And uncommon will be
2, 5,
2, 5, right? So now, 2. Here we have 2. But how many times 2 repeated? 2 times. Means 2 power 2, correct? So we should write down the highest power for these factors. And between these two, we have just 2 here, and the power for 2 is 2. So we write down 2 power 2, correct?
Because it's
Okay, I will tell you one thing. There was a 2 here. So imagine there was an imaginary 2 here. What was the power for that 2?
1.
So if it was 1, we would have 2 there, right? What is the power of 2 that makes it imaginary? Makes it hidden. Correct? Anyone else? What is that?
1.
No, 1 make it 2. 0, right?
Yeah, 'cause I
So
think
0 makes this 1. So that's why it was hidden here, right? So between this 0 and this power 2 here, for example, 2 power 2, so you're choosing 2 power 2, correct? Do you understand this? So because we are choosing the highest power,
So
right?
you write down 1 instead. Just
No, I was just make it this more like easy to understand why we are choosing 2 power 2 here, because we are choosing the highest power, correct? So compared to this one, if there was a 2 here, the power for 2 was 0, and in compare this 2 power, that 2 was power 2, and this one is 2 power 0. So which one you will choose? 2 power 2, right? Because it's the highest. So now, 3. 3 is common. Actually, power for 3 is 1, power for 3 is 1. So, highest would be 1. Correct? And then 5 is uncommon between these two. So imagine if there was a 5 power 0 here, compared to 5 power 1, which one you are choosing?
5 power 1.
1, right? So 5 power 1. Okay, so now you tell me, what is the power of x? Correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
So you're choosing the highest power for 3 and for x, which is 3, because here we have x power 3. Here we have x power 1. So between these two, you're choosing x power 3, correct?
Yes.
And then, what power you're choosing for y?
Y power 2.
2. So now, you can write down 4 multiplied 3 multiplied 5, x power 3, y power 2. 4 multiplied 5 is 20, 20 multiplied 3 is 60, x power 3, y power 2 is the lowest common denominator.
And then that would be your answer, the 16.
This will be LCD. Yes. Okay. So now, another example like this. Let's see what they have. Find the lowest common factor between these two. So the first step is to break this down to the lowest prime factor, right? others. Did you find LCD?
Wait, I'm on.
I think it took you too long. Okay, so what we should write down for 52?
10 times 5.2.
Hey, it's 2 times 2 times 13.
Okay,
Times X.
so why you say 2 is a part of this 52? Why?
Because 4 times 13. 4 can be broken down.
No. I'm asking why you divide 52 by 2 and you are thinking that 2 is a factor of 52. Why you choose 2? Do you know how to choose numbers to be part of another numbers like as a factor? So 52 is an even number, right?
Yes.
So if it is even, you can divide this by 2, you can divide this by 4, right? So the first choice for you, if you want to break this down, is divide this by 2, correct? Because this is the even number. So what about this? How you choose number? How you choose factor?
3.
Why you choose 3?
Since it's odd.
No, not just that.
Because I know.
Because gut feeling. No, it's not that, just that. So you will add these 2 digits together. 3 and 9 is 12, correct? Add them together. Can you divide 12 by 3?
Yes.
This number is divisible by 3. And 3 is a factor of this 39. So if you add digits of a number and that addition, like 12, is, you can divide that by 3. So this number can be divided by 3. For example, 12 itself. Why we can divide 12 by 3? Because 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is possible, right? So that's why 12 can be divided by 3. Let's try 63. 6 plus 3 is?
9.
Can we divide 9 by 3?
Yes.
So this thing can be divided by 3. And what is the answer? 20? Am I right? 21, correct? So what about 500? No. What? Okay, what about 520? Give me 2 numbers.
2.
2 because it's even.
2.
What else?
10. No, wait. Yeah.
What about
Yeah, but
5?
prime number.
5?
Why? Why 5?
Because
We just know.
No, you
Because-
should not just know. There is a reason behind that.
because
Any number, if you see 0 and 5 here, you can divide that number by 5. You should know this. If you didn't know, from now on, you should always know this. If you see any number and the first digit is either 0 or 5, the lowest prime for that would be 5. Okay? So for example, 20. So not just because you know that, you will say because the first number is 0. 25. Because the first number is 5. You can divide these two by 5. Okay? So now you know 3 things. If you see even number, the first number you choose is 2. You can divide this by 2. If you see a number and the addition of digits can be divided by 3, this whole number can be divided by 3. And then whenever you see a number with 0 and 5 as a first digit on the right side, you can divide those numbers by 5. Okay, so x multiplied y, and this one Divide by 3 means there's a 3 and
13.
13. X multiply X multiply X multiply C. So LCD, common and uncommon. Which one? 2, 3, 13,
XYZ.
XYZ. All of them, right? Correct?
Yes.
So what's the power of 2?
2.
2, the highest. And that becomes 4, right? What's the power of 3?
1.
1. 13?
1.
1. X?
3. 2.
3.
No, wait,
1, 2,
sorry.
3 here. And then Y is?
2.
2. And Z is?
1.
So LCD is 4 multiply 3 multiply 13 multiply X power 3 Y power 2 Z. Correct? So why we use LCD? Because we want to add, subtract some fractions. So that's the reason we should know this. Okay, so now we will go. Okay, compare this with the first denominator. Nothing is missing, correct? So you don't have to multiply anything to the denominator. So 7 keeps the same. The second fraction, you will compare the LCD with the denominator, and the only thing missing is x plus 2, correct? Multiply this to x plus 2. Yeah, we don't have that in the note all this semester. Okay, so what you have, 7 plus 2x plus 4, correct? Divide by x plus 2, x minus 2. So you will add the constant, which is giving you 13. Does that 11, and then keep this the way it is. This one. So probably I should remove 2 of the questions from your exam. And yeah. Okay, so the next question. 7 divided by 2x power 2 y plus 3x y squared. Find the LCD for me. Is this right? Correct? LCD is 2x squared y squared. So now, compare LCD with the first denominator. Is there anything missing?
No.
There is one thing missing.
Why?
Y. Correct? So multiply these two, y. So we have 7y. Correct? Plus. Yeah, this one is a square, but that one is just 1y, right? So compare LCD with the second denominator. What is missing?
One of the x's.
And
2.
2x is missing. Correct? So we have 3 multiplied 2x. Correct? So we have 7y plus 6x, right? And this will be done. This one. So you just compare with LCD. Don't compare with denominator. Don't think about numerator, okay? So 2x plus 1 divided by 25x power 2 plus 10x plus 1 minus 6x divided by 25x plus 5 equals. Okay, so to save time, let's say this one is 5x plus 1 power 2. And here, look at this. We can bring out 5, right? Factor out 5 to see what remains. So what happens here? We have 5 multiplies to
5x plus 5. I mean, 1. Sorry.
correct? So what is the LCD between these two?
5x plus 1.
Square. Or 5 times 5x plus 1 squared.
5 is uncommon. This is common. And this one has the highest power, which is 2. Correct? And then compare this one, this LCD, with the first denominator. What is missing?
5.
So what we should do?
Multiply 2x plus 1 by 5.
By 5. So we will have 5 multiply 2x plus 1 minus. Compare this one with this one.
See 5x plus 1.
Is that correct?
5x.
What is missing if you compare this LCD with this denominator?
The other, the top one, 6x.
If you compare this LCD with this one, this denominator,
Missing 5x plus 1.
5x plus 1. Correct, because this one is power 2. We have 5. We have this part, but instead of power 2, we have just power 1. So we should multiply 6x to 5x plus 1 because this one is missing. And if we continue, we have 5x plus 1 power 2, then we have 10x plus 5 minus 30x squared minus 6x.
Can we keep going or
We should. Because we can combine 10x and 6x, correct?
Yes.
We can combine them. So what we have there? We have negative 30x power 2
Minus 4x. Or
plus 5, and then denominator is 5x plus 1 power 2. And then after this This is prime, they couldn't break this down. So that's why they give it. So we will solve one more question of this, and then we will go to the next section. Okay, I will find all the questions. Let's say we have 6x y 2 plus 12 x y power 3 5 z y 7 x square y power 3. We want to add these two functions. First, we should find LCD. What is the LCD? Let's break this down. 2 multiply 3x, x, y. 3 multiply 2 multiply 2, x, y, y. So can you see that? Common and uncommon. We have 2, 3, x, y. Right? What is the power of 2? 2. Power of 3?
1.
Just 1. X?
2.
Y?
3.
Okay. Compare LCD with the first denominator for this one. Compare this one, LCD, with this one. What is missing?
Y.
2 y's.
Y power 2 is missing. 2 is missing. Compare the LCD with the second denominator. We have 3, we have 2 of 2, we have 1 of x, but we don't have the other one, right? And
We have all the y's.
everything else is there. So 5 zy 2 y squared plus 7 x squared y power 3 multiplied to x. Then we will multiply the constant. We will have 10 z y power 3 plus 7 x power 3 y power 3 divided by this is LCD. The denominator is x. So, the next topic is complex rational numbers. So, to be able to solve this kind of questions, we need to know how to add two fractions. Means how to find the LCD first. And then how to combine two fractions. So, if we have something like, do you remember last time I said if you have something like this, divide by C, divide by, let's say, K. So what we do, we will say we have A divided by B multiplies to
The reciprocal.
reciprocal, yeah? K over C, correct? So, if we have something like this, divide by 1 over x plus 3 over x power 2.
You're gonna,
First, I just wanted to remind you that. First, you will solve numerator, then you will solve denominator, and as soon as you solve each of them, if there is a need, you will use this formula. So, the first step, just solve this one. Let's call this 1, this one 2. 1. X plus 1 over x. How we solve this? We know that the denominator of x here is 1, right? So we have x divided by 1 here, correct?
because it's the reciprocal.
So now, between these two denominators, what is the LCD? This is easy.
X over
1x.
You have 1 here, you have x here. Common between these two, uncommon between these two.
1x.
Do you remember? So uncommon and common between these two denominator, you will multiply all of them, highest power, right? So uncommon, uncommon. 1 multiply x, right? The highest power for x is 1, the highest power for 1 is 1. So the denominator is x, because x is LCD between 1 and x. Correct? So now you will compare this LCD with the first denominator. Is there anything missing? If you compare LCD and this denominator,
Yes.
if you compare this one with this one, what is missing?
X.
X is missing, right? Because we just have 1, correct? So, we multiply this x to another x because we know here x is missing, correct? Here, compare this x with LCD. Anything missing? No, right? So we don't have to multiply this one to anything. So from the first fraction we have x squared. From the second fraction we have 1. Two. We have 1 over x plus 3 over x squared. Give me the LCD so fast. LCD, lowest common denominator between these two fractions. X cubed, x squared, correct? Between these two, x is common. The highest power for x is 2, correct? So now you will compare LCD with the first denominator, and obviously something is missing. What is that? X. So multiply this to 1x. Correct? Then compare this one with this one. Is there anything missing?
No.
So we don't change that. So from the first one, 1 multiply x is x plus 3 is not multiplying to anything. Correct? So we solved each of them, numerator and denominator. So we have 1 divided by 2. So instead of 1, we write down whatever we solve. instead of 2, we write down this one we solved. So now we have this one divide by this one. Correct? Is that correct? So now what should I do? Change this to the multiplication and reciprocal of this one. So x plus 2 plus 1 divided by x multiplies to reciprocal is this. Can I cancel anything from numerator and denominator? We can cancel one of this x. What remains? Just one x remains. So let's combine all of whatever we have. In numerator, we have x left, x squared plus 1 left, right? And then we have this one. So if you have something like this, first you will solve the first numerator, number 1, and then you will solve the denominator, correct? And then you will have 1 divided by 2. Then you will say 1 multiply the reciprocal of 2, correct? The same format, same pattern. This one is much easier. If we have x plus 3, you don't have to solve x plus 3, correct? So the only thing you will solve is the denominator, correct? So you will solve the numerator, and then if you need, you can change the division to multiplication by using the reciprocal of denominator. So let's solve one rational number for x or unknown variable we have. So probably we need knowledge of LCD and how to add or subtract two fractions. So we have 9 over 4 minus 1 over 2x equal to 4 over x. Okay, so now we have 3 denominators. We have 4, we have 2x, we have x. What is the LCD between all of them? Common multiply to uncommon and use the highest power of uncommon and common factors. Imagine this 2 was what is the LCD?
2 squared times 2x.
2 multiply x. What is the power of 2? What is the power of x? 1. Yeah, because this one is x power 1, this one is x power 1, okay? So we have 4x as the LCD. To solve rational equation like this, you have equality, correct? And you want to solve it for x. If you find the LCD, as soon as you find the LCD, you will multiply everything, all the terms to LCD. So that means this 4x multiply to this one, minus 4x multiply to this one. So 4x multiplies to 9 divided by 4. 4x multiplies to 1 divided by 2x. 4x multiplies to 4 divided by x. Can we simplify the first fraction? What is going away? 1 remains here. 9x remains there. Simplify this. X cancels with 1x, 4 cancels with this, 2 remains. Compare this. 1 remains. 1 remains. So we have 9x minus 1. And then we can just ignore this, right? Because these are all 1. These are denominator 1, okay? Solve this. 9x minus 2 equals 16. You will isolate x one side. All the constant goes to other side. You will find a value for x, okay? So, to solve any rational equality, what you will do, you find the LCD and you will multiply all the fractions with LCD, and then you will solve for x. You will make it this simple, and then you will solve for x. So, the main and most important part is to be able to find the LCD. As soon as you find the LCD, you can just follow the kind of pattern, and you can, find the any value for, answer for x. Do you have any question? Okay, so exam is on Monday from chapter 5 and 6, and then I have extended your assignment until the exam day. Bring your own calculator. You can have a formula card. And what else? Do you have any questions? Be on time. Any question? No question?
Oh, do you want us to do homework 6.4?
Yes. That is solving equality. You already know how to solve equality. The only thing important in this chapter is LCD, and now you know how to find LCD. Do you have any questions? So we will exam on Monday, okay?